What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. The purpose of this video is to go over the short-term price expectations, what we might see on Inauguration Day, both to a bullish effect and a negative effect, and then, of course, what the aftermath of that would be from both sides, right? Whether if we pump on Inauguration Day or we dump on Inauguration Day, what's going to be the aftermath of that? And I want to discuss that in this video. So if that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into this, okay? So here we are, and some of this stuff that I'm going to say in this video might pertain a little bit to what I said in yesterday's video too, or it might even be on the same kind of trains of thought. But if we're looking at this thing, first and foremost, let's just do some price analysis. We're at about $104,000, 104.7K. Looking like we want to see new all-time highs. It's very, very aggressive to the upside, isn't it? From a high to a low, we tipped our 886. Beautiful, beautiful move. Yeah, ripping all the way up, looking very productive. You guys, I believe, what day is it? Is today Sunday? Today is Sunday. That's awesome. I believe that we will win. I really do. No, I think this thing looks like it wants to go up right now. Genuinely. Wow, it looks really bullish. Okay, this is good. I didn't expect this. So what's cool about this, guys, is the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame has 6 candles each day. It won't take a full day to get above this 886. And the 886 right there at $106,000, $105,900, it's a very key area, right? The 886 on any given fib is normally a key area. And you can see you found some resistance here. And make no mistake, you found resistance there for a reason, right? The 886 is your gatekeeper to the next phases up, right? This is your primary target zone in your extended area, your next phase up. This is your secondary target zone, you know, in that extended area, right? And actually, this is technically part of that secondary target zone as well. We're at about $104,000. When we break above 106K, the floodgates are open for prices that are almost $10,000 higher, and we are less than 24 hours away from Inauguration Day. Now, more than 24 hours away from the inauguration. In fact, I wonder what time, I should know this, but what time is Trump's inauguration? Yeah. If it doesn't tell me, I'm not going to click and look into it. Whatever, that's okay. I'll look into it some other time, but I don't want to bore you guys, right? You probably already know. Leave it in the comments. Let us know when the inauguration is. I don't know. Anyways, I think that whenever we break above, oh man, we might be doing it right now. We're going to move up to 114K, and likely we don't stop at 114K, you guys. I want to say something, okay? I'm going to take a second away from the charts and just talk to you real quick, okay? I'm not the most experted person whenever it comes to technical analysis, right? I don't ever claim to be an expert. I've been doing this for 8 years. I've got some experience, but I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. But what I do know, or what is my kind of specialty in this technical game, is the Fibonacci retracement. Okay, that is my bread and butter. This is what I know, okay? So whenever I tell you that the minimum target from here, when we break above 105.9K, which we're on the brink of doing, we're $1,000 away from it, and on a $104,000 asset, almost $105,000 asset, that's not asking for much. So we're about $1,000 away from breaking above that. When we do, the minimum target is 114K. Believe me when I tell you, because this is my specialty, is the Fibonacci retracement, okay? And going into extensions as well. Whenever we break a move like this, whenever we do this kind of structure, and it's just like in a very short amount of time, we go from the 618 to the 0.5 all the way up to the 886, we're ready to go. I would not be surprised in the least if we broke through 114K and went all the way up to about 117K. And what's very common, actually, with the 1414 is to go just above it. We might go to about 120K, something like that, 117 to 120K, somewhere in that range. And then we probably pull back to the 1272 for support instead of pulling up to it to find resistance. Now, if that's wrong, if I'm wrong on that, and we do find resistance at the 1272, that's okay. We could find resistance there. That's fine. It's totally fine if we do. I doubt we do, but it's fine if we do. If we find resistance there, we'll probably pull back to the current all-time high at about $108,000, if not a little bit lower, down to about that 886 area. That's a very common maneuver to make, and especially with how kind of respective we've been on this fib, it wouldn't be too crazy to do something like that at all. But likely, if it were to happen, it'd be in a very short amount of time. So get this. What if before Trump's inauguration we're up at about 114K, or during the time of the inauguration we're at about 114K, maybe even between 114 and 117, And then there's some kind of quote unquote negatively received news that comes out, or some negative anxiety or whatever kind of thing comes out. We drop back to our 100 or 886 area. We do this quick little pullback like we've done every single time so far, and then we continue to rally, because then once people realize, they're like, oh wait, this was not worth worrying about at all. It's Trump is giving us the Bitcoin reserve. It's going to happen. Everything's fine. We'll correct and we'll start to move up from there. All I'm trying to say by that is, if we were to rally into the inauguration, it might make sense that there could be some kind of quick volatility based on some misinterpretations or something, if that makes any sense. If we don't rally into the inauguration, what I would expect then is that perhaps we have a little bit of a shakeout. Maybe we pull down to about $100,000. I wouldn't personally expect that we break below 100K, but if we were to break below 100K, the lowest I would give us is about $95,000, $96,000 itself, somewhere just below 96K and very close to it, but just below it there at that 382 area right here. Actually, I guess it's just above 96K to be completely fair. If we were to break down, and likely what would happen is we would do that very fast. If we were to break down on inauguration day, right, going into inauguration day, that would mean that there's some insider knowledge potentially that there will be some negatively received news on inauguration day during Trump's speech. But I would be surprised if he gave too many insiders that kind of access. So I doubt there is, but that might be what we would interpret, right? And then likely what happens is, after the inauguration, we would see a recovery. We would see things pump. So if it's not now, in other words, if we don't pump up now, we'll pump up later. And the way that I have it drawn now, that's actually on like Wednesday or Thursday. It could be Wednesday or Thursday. I mean it genuinely. Whenever we drop, if we drop on the inauguration day, it would get recovered. It would be recovered at a very phenomenal rate, right? It would be in no time at all. Like within the week, if not within a 2-week period, we'd recover and be moving up again. But I suspect that we will move up. I don't think. I've been flip-flopping a little bit. You know, I feel like it was just yesterday, if not the day before, that I was saying. It might have been yesterday, man. It's crazy how time works sometimes. But that I was thinking we would dump into the inauguration. And it makes sense that there's a couple of ways to make sense out of that, and I feel like I gave some logical ways to think about why it would make sense that we could dump into the inauguration. But man, if we get that Bitcoin reserve, that strategic reserve, if it goes through, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's probably not going to be a red day for the rest of the year if that happens. So if on inauguration day, or if by the looks of this charts we are up at about 114K to 122K, I would expect a little bit of volatility. Even if it is nothing but bullish, I would expect a little bit of volatility. Expect a pullback. If you're at 117K, maybe you pull back to 110K, 108K for support. If not, guys, the third option, beyond going down into inauguration day, going up and then down into inauguration day, the third option is the most bullish option that we all adore, of course, and that could be that before the end of this month, Bitcoin could be over 130K and reaching for 140K. It really could be. And the main reason I give it that kind of go-ahead, and it doesn't look respective at all to this chart, to these trajectories here, right? It's just crazy, right? Not relative to any movements that we see at all, is because that move would be accompanied by new all-time highs. By new all-time highs, with the president announcing that not only is he pro-crypto, not only has he let the world know he's pro-crypto by announcing that he's got a meme coin and making that public before he was a president. I think it's actually probably smart he did that before he was a president and not after he was president, right? Imagine if he did that a week into his presidency. That would seem worse than doing it the week before, right? You can't really say anything if it's the week before, right? I mean, I guess you can, but it is technically not as bad, right? And that's the main point. But all I'm trying to say is, what if we're all not bullish enough, you guys? What if this box is insignificant and really it's the next box up that we should be looking at, which is technically here? You know, I don't know. That's the only third option. And if we were to bypass this zone and go up, the minimum targets then would be about 130K to about 150K, somewhere in that area. So who knows? It's very possible that by the inauguration we could be up there. But what my thoughts are is that we'll probably see some kind of excitement into the inauguration. We'll probably see some, not disappointment, but the excitement will exit the stage because the inauguration's over and now we're just waiting, right? A little bit of standard volatility. And then we kick things off. Everything's good. We're in the golden zone, and we're moving up, and I would expect that by the end of this move, Bitcoin is all the way up at about, anything from about $140,000 to about $170,000 by the end of this move is kind of what my expectation would be. But I don't think I have anything else for you guys. I don't think I got anything else I want to say. Let's look at some short-term time frames and just do some quick little analysis here. I like the lower lows in the RSI bouncing off the 60. I think that's nice. Finding support here again, guys. Breaking above 105.9K, basically getting above 106K is that area that we're looking for to continue up higher. Okay, that gives us immediate access. Looking at the daily time frame here, we've broken out of our daily RSI. Okay, this right here, this downtrend, beautiful move. We're in the overbought zone right now, you guys. If today, forget everything I've said in this video, just this part. If today can close green, it's going to be an immaculate week next week. We're going to have it's going to be great, guys. It's going to be a good one if we can close today green, and I think we will. I think the 4 hour gives it away. I think we will close a green. The 1 hour too. Let's look at the 1 hour. I like that you're bouncing off the 40 area there on the 1 hour too. Let's look at you on Binance real quick. Hold on. Or Coinbase, whatever. No volume. Oh yeah, guys, we're about to rip. We're about to rip hard, y'all. It's coming. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? All of these moves, if we look here, people are going to potentially be taken away by this because these are some nice moves, right? Move up a little bit in a short amount of time, then you kind of move sideways. You move up a bit, a little bit, and then you move down. They're nice moves. They're nothing to get too crazy over, but it's exciting. I think what's coming our way is going to be bigger and faster than anything we've seen since the 13th of January there. I think it's going to be bigger, yeah. It's crazy. It's about to happen. You're at like the most bullish kind of readings in your 1 hour too, and your 4 hour on the RSI. I want to look at the 3-day time frame bouncing off the 50. Your daily RSI and your 3-day RSI showing some very positive signals. Weekly RSI getting in the overbought zone too, bro. Dude, if today, you guys, dude, I'm sorry I just did that. That's we're at about 104.8K. If we can close here, wow, it's all coming together. I really should have just made a video talking about this stuff. This should be like a whole nother video in itself because it's different information. But we got what we asked for earlier this week, man. We got what we asked for. We're closing above this week. We're going to have the highest weekly close that we've ever had, okay? We are going to be in the overbought zone on the weekly. If we close in the next 19 hours and 26 minutes, we will be in the overbought zone on the weekly. And I think we will. And if we close today green, which I think we will, we're also going to be in the overbought zone on the daily, breaking out of this daily time frame, and then also bouncing off of the 3-day time frame 50 level. It's like, I feel like I'm reading a fairy tale to nerds. I don't know if you guys feel it, but it feels kind of magical to me right now, guys. We're about to see some crazy stuff. I expect by this time tomorrow, we will be at new all-time highs. I expect that by this time tomorrow, in the next 24 hours, by the end of this week, if not the very beginning of next week, we will be, and probably I wouldn't say by the end of this week. I should say it's probably going to be sometime tomorrow to start off the new week. If not the next day, we'll be above 110K. If I'm off, if I'm wrong, if it's not in the next 24 hours, it'll be within the next 3-day time frame, right? But by the inauguration or if not like the day after. But I would assume, I'm calling for it now. I'm genuinely calling for it now. I think that by the time I make a video tomorrow, guys, Bitcoin will be at new all-time highs. It'll be above 110K. And we'll probably be around 114K or higher at this time tomorrow. Book it on your calendar. Put it in your planner. This is not financial advice. Don't sue me. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.